Hello, everyone. Welcome to Backyard Musings, broadcasting live from Apple Valley. I'm Steve.
I'm Scott.
A little bit chilly, just a little bit crisp.
Yeah, it was
this
below
morning.
freezing this morning when I woke up. So
hopefully, my tangerine tree, I'm looking at it, it hasn't died. I don't see brown on it. My little tangerine
it's protected
tree.
Under this thing. So
Yeah,
a little bit.
So
overhang. It's not a thing.
Yesterday was a day of rage because of the government bloat. Today is a day of hope. I thought I'd throw my pastor voice in there.
We're and there's been some stuff happening too in there.
We forgot to mention yesterday, the Pentagon failed its seventh audit. $840 billion cannot be accounted for.
That's a lot of money.
We forgot to mention it yesterday. It was like last week they failed the audit.
And then what about that article about the IRS agents?
Yeah, back taxes.
Oh, cool.
$100 million.
Money in back taxes, and they're just hanging out.
Rules for thee, not for me.
Yeah. So hopefully that'll all change when we get a couple of
DOGE
strong arms in there.
Yeah, and we're going to be talking about DOGE today, and then stay with us tomorrow. Tomorrow we have the Backyard Musings proposed plan for how to implement this trim. And we hope that Elon, if you know Elon, you're watching, or Vivek, let them know to watch tomorrow, because we have a plan. And it's an overarching, like a 30,000 view plan. All right. Okay. Today, Dean James Landis, speaking at Yale Law School, he was the dean of law school, in 1938 said, quote, "The administrative process is, in essence, our generation's answer to the inadequacy of the judicial and legislative process." So he was agreeing with Hoover and FDR that, hey, we need an administrative state because the legislators can't handle it, and judicial, I don't know.
Look at what we got now.
We're at odds.
Yeah, we're at odds, and then half the time they're out of control, and depends on who's in power, and even then it's not really run well.
So tomorrow we'll talk about this, that the legislative, not like this, but the legislative, both branches, is going to need to come together, Democrats and Republicans, to compromise like they did in the 1800s, Missouri Compromise. They're going to have to come together to get a little bit of what they want, get a little bit of what we want, and compromise. It's going to have to happen. All right. This thinking effectively galvanized an administrative state. Quote, "Anti-administrativism encompasses 1, political and rhetorical attacks on the legitimacy of administrative agencies. 2, proposed legislation to restrict agency rulemaking authorities. And 3, growing constitutional skepticism among some jurists about the scope of agency authority." By jurists, they mean the justices, the legal. President Ronald Reagan in 1983 said, quote, "It's hard when you're up to your armpits in alligators to remember you came here to drain the swamp," end quote. Representative Nancy Pelosi in 2006 said, quote, "What we have to do is drain the swamp in Washington, D.C., end quote. Nancy Pelosi said that.
Yeah.
Would you like to know more?
This is about a 40-year plan, right? Turning into probably a 100-year plan, but hopefully it'll get done in our generation, right?
Yeah, well, DOGE is getting cut into July 4th, 2026. So they got work.
Okay, so the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, or DOGE as we've been calling it, incoming co-leader Vivek Ramaswamy laid out the new agency's vision during an exclusive interview with Fox News' Maria Bartiromo on Sunday, telling the Sunday Morning Futures host the aggressive cost-cutting strategy will begin with executive action and lay the groundwork for Congress to do its part. The failures of the executive branch need to be addressed because of the dirty little secret right now is the people we elect to run the government. They're not the ones who actually run the government.
We're talking about the deep state. Yeah.
So it's the unelected bureaucrats in the administrative state that was created through executive action. It's going to be fixed through executive action, he said.
Okay.
Think about the Supreme Court's environment. Over the last several years, they've held that many of those regulations are unconstitutional at a large scale.
Mm-hmm.
Rescind those regulations, pull those regs back, and then that gives us the industrial logic to then downsize the size of the administrative state. And the beauty of all this is that can be achieved just through executive action without Congress. So, yeah, let's hope that works out. No challenges, right?
Well, no, I think that cabinets, the departments need congressional action. Like Department of Homeland Security required Congress to start it. So for the cabinet level stuff, Congress, but for the 3-letter and 4-letter agencies, executive action.
Okay, so some score some early wins, and then you look at those bigger portions of the federal budget that need to be addressed one by one. He continued.
Yeah, yesterday we talked about payroll, right? Mostly. Yeah, like 2/3 of attorneys are not crime fighters. Okay, Ramaswamy, pardon me, pledged to bring sweeping change as early and as quickly as possible, and I believe him. They're businessmen, he and Elon.
Yeah.
Earlier this month, President-elect Donald Trump tapped Ramaswamy and business magnate Elon Musk to lead the newfound DOGE, aimed at suggesting ways to dismantle government bureaucracy and restructure federal agency from an outside the government perspective. They are outside the government.
They are,
right? Yeah. Since DOGE is not an official government agency, neither Musk nor Ramaswamy are considered official cabinet members, nor will they be federal employees. Their work is so they're not taking a paycheck. That's what that says right there.
Right, and that that's been some of the issues that I've heard people talking about in conversation. Well, you're going to have 2 directors or czars over this agency, and how efficient is that going to be? Well, here it is. And the comment I made, I said, Trump took what, $1 a year, I think, during
he donated his pay to the VA.
Right. So these guys could do the same thing, and they're both financially, stable. Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
So for them to do this is just it's feathers in their cap, basically. It's gratification through productivity rather than gratification through give me the money and I'll do what I need to do. Yeah. So this is great. And
the
again,
Patriots,
like you mentioned, exactly. And they're focused on a task rather than focused on the long term. I mean, Elon Musk is not going to be running for president, right? He can't be.
No, he can't because he's born in another country.
Vivek could.
Yes, he was born in the United States.
We'll see how that plays out. And again, those guys I think are looking at what they can do for the future of our country, just like pure MAGA, if I can use that term. I don't use that term very often, but pure MAGA. That's all what they're interested in right now. Is just
make America great again.
Yeah. So I think it's great.
Is it me or you? Is it me or you?
You.
Okay. Their work is expected to conclude no later than July 4th, 2026, on the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence signing. And remember, we reported in a Trump 47 agenda that Trump plans on having that celebration in Iowa at the fairgrounds, Iowa State Fairgrounds.
So I don't remember talking about that, but
you can't remember what you said this morning.
And to this point, so 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. He's also going to be president during the time of the World Cup being here in the United States, which is, I didn't even realize that's a big deal to some, maybe not to others, but it's kind of,
that brings money to the economy.
Exactly. It doesn't come here very often. So, some big things are going to happen. Yeah.
Okay, according to Ramaswamy, the sweeping changes expected to come from the initial executive actions will lay the groundwork for Congress to take meaningful steps in budget reductions going forward. Love it.
Yep, absolutely. So this is about restoring self-governance and accountability in America as well. Elected leaders, if they make the wrong decisions, voters have a great choice. You can vote them out and remove them.
They have consequences, votes.
Yeah, and again, we talked about it. How do we get people elected like Nancy Pelosi and Adam Schiff and Adam? What's his name? Raskin. What's Raskin?
Oh, the Pride of Maryland. Yeah.
How do we get AOC? How do we get people elected like that? Like I heard an interview last night. The governor of Arizona. She sounds like she just stepped out of Northridge High School, a Valley girl. And the way she was talking. I mean, it was just terrible. Yeah. I mean, this is a governor. I mean, oh my gosh. Anyway, and the interview was on Joe Pag's, or he played it on his show, and it was talking about what she's not going to do when it comes to helping Homeland Security, ICE, deport people in their state.
Get out of the way then.
Yeah, leave it. Yeah, exactly.
Get out of the way.
Help, then get
ICE
out of the
will
way.
take it.
Exactly.
And with the sheriff's help. They'll
Right.
take the sheriffs are on the side of.
Hopefully they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple of sheriffs in
Well,
Arizona.
San Francisco County, that sheriff is not.
Yeah.
you
And
know,
in Arizona, there's a couple of sheriffs that are kind of crazy, but most of those people are, I mean, the ones that are in the trenches are feeling it. So they want this to happen. So most of the people making these decisions, from healthcare to the Department of Defense, are failing on effectiveness because they have no accountability. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like those IRS agents,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They're beating on you to pay your taxes, but yet they're
Rules
not paying
for
their
thee,
taxes.
not for me.
Exactly. So historically, it's been the view of many scholars to say that those people could not even be fired.
Yeah.
Again,
That's the consensus.
example.
Yeah.
So now we take a different view of the environment to the Supreme Court. With the environment the Supreme Court has given us in recent years, and we're going to use that in a pretty extensive way to move quickly. Explained. So,
Yeah, so
love it.
like the VA, like remember we did a segment where people were fired from the VA and then they gave them outgoing bonuses, and in some cases VA brought them back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't run a normal business like that. I mean, there's just no way. And the government needs to be run more like an efficient business.
Guys, we have a solution for this, and it's like, well, Steve and Scott.
And
Who the hell are you guys?
Well, and if we can come up with it, come on.
It's not easy.
The rich and educated should be able to do
the cabinet level
not
stuff.
That you're not rich and educated, but anyway.
No, I'm no better than you.
So
yeah. And so what was I going to say? We're going to tomorrow. Please join us tomorrow, Vivek, Ilana, everyone. We're going to go over this, and it's not easy. Nixon tried it, and he failed. We talked about it yesterday. He got hung out. Nixon did.
You're talking 50 years ago, right?
Yeah. But Mr. Trump is in his last term. He can't run again. He's not paid for by China or
not even the U.S.
or Russia or Ukraine or all the other people that contribute that was bribed by
Biden crime family.
Biden crime family. He's not, okay. So, and he's got sharks in his cabinet that he's chosen, and they have an agenda to make America great again. That's what people voted for. We're going to cut this administrative state tomorrow. We've got it. Please join us tomorrow. Please do.
I want to bring this. The other day, Whoopi Goldberg made a comment about Pete Hegseth, about what does he know about the military. So obviously she knows nothing about his background, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if she's just
like
thinking
grasping.
him as a Fox News guy on Saturday or Sunday morning or filling in, that's crazy. I mean, he's been there the least amount of time of his life. Most of his life has been spent in either going to school or being in the military.
He's not a general. Yeah, okay, but you don't need a general to run the Pentagon.
Exactly.
You just need smart people around you.
Maybe you
don't need to be a leader
generals running the Department of Defense, right? Maybe we need somebody that's
smart people. Get smart people around him.
Yeah,
and a leader. We need a leader. He is a leader.
Not saying that there aren't good generals out there, but that guy has been in the trenches and he's educated. He's a family man. He wants what's good for the country. So I'm all about that. Same with Matt Gaetz. I mean, he's taken some heat, but somebody said the other day, he hasn't ever tried a case. Well, big deal.
Big deal.
Is he an honest guy?
Put smart people around him. He's a leader. He's got vision. That's what leaders are supposed to have.
He's a bulldog. Watch some of his interviews. Watch his interview with Al Sharpton.
He takes people down, man.
To task, man.
He takes them down,
and
he got Merrick Garland spinning in circles, man.
Merrick
that was fun
Garland
to watch him going after him.
So I don't care if he's never been in a courtroom to try a case,
Yeah,
the guy knows the law, and I think he's gonna be fair, And obviously the people in his district, well, we got people that have voted for Nancy Pelosi here in Adam Schiff, so I can't use that as an example.
Well, Pelosi is just San Francisco. That's the pride of San Francisco.
Yeah,
but California is Schiff.
Adam Schiff is Southern California somewhere, I think.
Burbank.
Like
Burbank.
West Hollywood, Burbank.
But the whole state voted for him, backed him up. So he's the pride. He's now the pride of California.
We are not thinking straight here. Come on. We need to turn this straight
Show
around.
us Steve
This is
Garvey.
this is biased, but this is the most beautiful state in the country. It is.
It has a lot of beauty.
Here.
Yeah.
We have everything here. We
Big
have mountains,
Sur.
we have deserts, we have valleys, we have
Skiing,
San Joaquin Valley is a food producer.
volcanoes,
We got
lithium.
the
We've got
beach.
lithium,
yeah,
oil, La Brea tar pits, awesome dinosaurs,
mild
amazing
climate. I mean, you could be skiing and an hour later you can be down in
earthquakes. We've got earthquakes, right?
we have
And fires.
We have earthquakes.
Got it
You
all.
have fires. That now you're starting on the negative side.
They got their boot on our neck.
But some of the minds have been affected. We are not paying attention to who we're voting for, so we need to do that.
Okay, folks, Cameron is knocking at the door, so he wants to get on the show, so we got to get off.
Yeah.
All right.
Go to school.
Thanks a lot.
Take care.
We'll
See you tomorrow. End of the segment. Cut.
Come on, get on the show. Get on the TV.
Hey, Cameron. Hey. You
Let's
got your
got a
ugly
hug.
Christmas sweater
Got a
on.
hug, quick.
Yeah,
Your
you're
feet
going
are
to do
freezing.
Oh, what's all over your face, man? Chocolate?
Oh, he's been eating some goodies.
What have you been eating for breakfast?
Rice Krispies. That's not Rice
That's
Krispies.
not Rice Krispies.
You got caught, man. It's all over your lips.
Maybe Cocoa Puffs.
No, it's a Mario cupcake.
A what? A Mario cupcake?
Oh, you ate the Mario cupcake? Okay. All right, that explains
Were
it.
you supposed to say that for me?
Oh, you need that helicopter?
Yes.
Security.
Oh.
Security. That's what we heard the other day, too.
Yeah, but it was a sea stallion heading out to Barstow.
This one's flying.
Is it gray?
Oh, there's two of them.
Oh, blue or gray?
I can't tell.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Flying,
Dada.
flying in a different pattern. They're flying east.
Stop.
So, anyway, you guys have a good day.
Okay, we'll see ya.
Thanks.
All right, you gotta get inside. It's cold.
Could you get the first email?
Yes, I will. Hey, take your sock. Get up. That's what it sounds like in combat all hours of the day. I know, Baba. All right, come on, little buddy. Let's get that crossing off. Okay, let me see. Turn this way. All right, I think it's good.
Good to go. The
Mucho
perfect
gusto.
time. Good time.
Mucho gusto.
It's the perfect time. We're going to school. Right now, perfect time.
Oh, shoot.